Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. T-Roy is here. Big E is here. Our good friend Raj Sharma is back again.
Yes.
Welcome, Raj.
Thank you.
And he brings with him so much fun packed in a tiny package. Probably never got an intro like that, have you, Brad? Brad Williams is here. Hey, Brad.
Yay.
Hello.
Welcome to Detroit.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. When you said a lot of fun in a very tiny package, I'm like, why do you got to talk about Raj's dick like that? He's a good man. He's a good man, Raj.
I usually do my prep. You know, I'll watch old interviews, just kind of get a vibe for someone, see what they're like. I don't want to run into a thing where you get Robert De Niro on your show going, yes.
What? Oh, God. No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's so funny you bring him up because it's just one of those things where whenever, like, the Tonight Show or Conan's like, we have Robert De Niro, you're like,
Ooh.
fuck yeah, this is going to be awesome. And then he's just, yep.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard
Scorsese. Like, that's all he does for the interview.
I
It's so
heard somewhere like
disappointing.
his people don't want him to they try to decline as many interviews as possible.
They
because
should.
It's that dull.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's just, but he's one of those guys where it's like, I want to get him either drunk or high and just see if he turns it on and like then he's like Bobby, you know, like something like
He's
that.
probably like that at house parties, you know. Gets tuned up a bit, and then it turns into Bobby.
Absolutely. Oh man, you should see what I do when it's just an audience full of dwarves. Then I go crazy. Then I really open up. I just walk out, and be like, my people, and it's fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, I've run into this numerous times when we had different comedians through the years on the show, whether it's Gilbert Godfrey or trying to think some of the big ones.
That was it. Just Gilbert.
No, there's a few. Doug Stanhope.
Okay.
Guys that would come in the green room and they would just be the most meek, blah blah blah.
Yeah, and then you flip the
Quiet,
switch.
and then a switch is flipped and they're like bonkers.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that did all the Police Academy movies?
Michael Winslow.
No.
Oh, Bobcat.
Bobcat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bobcat's the best.
He's awesome.
I love Bobcat.
Yeah, he's great. All those guys are great, and they're amazing on the air. But off air, you're like.
By the way,
shit.
we're really going for the young demographic.
Right.
We got Robert De Niro, Bobcat Goldthwait, Michael Winslow. We really know how to talk to the kids here on the Detroit cast.
Can you see him flipping it all off right now? Like,
Yeah,
what
like
the
what?
fool?
You haven't even mentioned a rapper who's got the first name Lil. I'm not interested.
They're like, I didn't know Bobcat was in the police academy.
No, actually, in my notes, Brad, I wrote down because I was going to ask you, are you the easiest interview ever? And I wrote down some names.
Okay.
Ted Nugent is like this. Mike Lindell is like this. Robin Williams is like this, and maybe Brad Williams.
Yep, and,
where you can just go, hey, how's it going, Brad?
Yeah, and
My job's over.
And 3 out of the 4 people on that list are extreme alt-right. We'll let you find out which ones right after this. Kidding.
And one's dead.
Only 2. But yeah. I like being an easy interview, and one of the reasons why is because I'm an easy interview because there's a lot of people that do your job or used to do your job. I don't know what your official job title is now. Podcast host. But there's a lot of, like, when I would do the morning zoo shows, I mean, was I on the Mind of Mencia show? Yes. It was about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it. It launched my career, sure. But, like, I'd get in trouble because I'd go on a show and then you would just see the lazy morning radio show host like, all right, everybody, we're coming to Brad Williams is here. He's going to be at the Chuckle Fucker, the Chuckle Hut this next weekend. Brad, so tell me about it. You were on the Mind of Mencia. What was that like? I'm like, it was 15 fucking years ago. Like,
Isn't that brutal?
It's like...
It's just lazy.
Yeah.
It's just super lazy. The cowbells, the bells and whistles.
Oh, yeah, and then always the reggaeton horn. Yeah, it's like, okay. Sound effect guy. Some guy on the show always has a weird nickname like and this is tire iron right here, you know. It's like Bob Jim Tire Iron, and you're like, why is he tire iron? Well, because once a month we do a special promotion where you can come hit tire iron in the face with an actual tire iron. It's great. He's still alive. Like, so
did you know that radio was bad when you were doing it? Because I knew it was so fucking, it was just vomit inducing.
Yeah,
because we were never like that. It was a
Good.
morning show. We were way more like Opie and Anthony, or
Good.
you know, when we were on Detroit radio, we would never invite a comic in and be like, so we're going to turn the mics there, Brad, and we're going to have you do 5 minutes. No.
Yeah, I always
what's 3 questions I can ask you to launch into some bits?
I hate when they
Such a lazy.
go, so when you walk in, just go ahead. We're going to set you up for the football joke. I'm like, why are we doing that?
Yeah.
Like, why can't we just get to it organically? Like,
Yeah.
Or I was going to do it tonight in my act. Why would I? Anybody that's listening, they're going to hear the same setup tonight. It's
exactly.
just terrible.
Yeah.
Comics actually started passing. And you'd have to like talk to them when we get Louis C.K. or Bill Burr or one of those guys on. And it was like, look, man, my favorite was Greg Giraldo. He was just fantastic.
Wow. Yep.
But you'd get them on. It was like, look, man, we're not like the fucking Zoom morning radio. Just come in and fuck around for an hour, half hour, whatever.
And that's good.
Be yourself.
When someone's got that pitch, and I'm like, cool. That's the one kind of. I mean, there's obviously the pandemic was horrible. But one of the good parts about it.
But go ahead. I'll let you.
It was fantastic. I
great
invested
for
in
me.
Amazon right before it happened. I got some call from my banker friend who's in the Illuminati. It's been a great time.
Well,
If you're a lazy fat fuck, it was
That's
awesome.
what I'm saying.
It
He
was
never
awesome.
fucking leaves.
Yeah.
So he's always
I
been...
came and visited you.
You did. You did. Because you were almost dying until you wanted to say your final goodbyes to people.
Farewell to work.
The Walter's farewell tour. But he doesn't leave. So he's been in a pandemic for years.
The whole life.
now.
Yeah, but now like a lot of those morning zoo shows, like the club doesn't do that radio anymore.
Yeah.
So now I'm just like, oh sweet, because
Oh, they don't make you get up at 6 in the morning and go.
Which it's like sometimes they'd be fun, and I'm down for anything that helps sell tickets.
Yeah.
But sometimes they would put me on this network that would be like, okay, you're talking to soccer moms that are driving the vans in the morning, and I'm like, that's not who's gonna buy my tickets.
Yeah.
Or it's not really who I want to buy my tickets necessarily. I don't, when they're like, okay, so no cursing, don't even say HE double hockey sticks. And I'm just like, oh God, I don't want someone who listens to that radio coming to my show, because then I'm going to say HE double hockey sticks or cunt, and they're going to be upset about it.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it's now it's like everything's very like specific. Everything's like, no, you talk to your audience, your people, and now you do whatever podcast
Plus,
you
you
want to
guys
listen to.
can network yourselves.
Yeah, social
Yeah.
media has changed a lot of that
Yeah,
too.
yeah, so it's like-
to get the word out.
yeah.
You don't have to do that bullshit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And now that they let you take out your own ads and you don't have to rely on the club or whatever venue you're going to hopefully somebody on their side is doing the right marketing, right? So you can do it yourself now. And
Yeah, we've done 4 tweets. Oh, cool. How many followers does the club have? 36. 36. Yes, 36. But they come every week. They are good.
all 36.
All
Loyal
36, and 5 of those are radio stations. So, but yeah, they come every week. So no, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be in this part. I actually like coming to this part of the country. It's a lot of fun for me. I like the blue collar work ethic. Blue collar people laugh. They're not getting offended at jokes, because blue collar people have like real problems. And like real shit. Like no, they're not gonna stop and be like, you didn't use the proper pronoun. Well, fuck off. How's that pronoun? Okay, like.
And Brad just got canceled.
Yeah, I just got canceled. They canceled me, by the way. They's one person.
They, them.
Sure.
They, them. But yeah, it's like I like that general mindset of like, oh no, we know what life really is. We know we know life has real problems. So we like to laugh at fucked up jokes. And
Can you relate though, as a kid from Orange County?
yes, because I am white privileged as fuck. It's weird. I have a weird balance because yes, white kid from Orange County. So yeah, there's several instances in my life where I didn't actually do it, but I could have said, "Don't you know who my father is?" Okay, so yeah, I'm not Vanilla Ice coming up here being like, "My life was hard. I was in the ghetto." No, you weren't, Rob.
Rob Van Winkle.
Rob Van Winkle.
Also, one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like he had, and that was probably like the record company that told him to say that.
Oh
like,
yeah, he was from
say
Miami.
you're from the streets.
I went to high school with his cousin, so I know where he went to high school. He went to high school in like Richardson or something like that, or Dallas. And so I'm like, and then the video is the Dallas skyline. When they're on
Really?
yeah.
In the Mustang?
That's the Mustangs in Miami. But when they're dancing in that building,
Yeah.
that used to be an abandoned hat factory, and then that skyline is Dallas.
Really?
By the way, if you're thinking about starting a band, the Abandoned Hat Factory.
That's
good
where
one.
you want to be.
I would go see
It was
the
called.
Abandoned Hat Factory.
It's now Lofts because that's what fucking hipsters do.
That's how it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
But it was
Evolution.
It was a company called Adam Hats that used to make cowboy hats.
Really?
Yeah, in the 20s.
10-gallon bucket hats?
Yeah, in the
whatever they are?
20s, and they went out of business, and it was abandoned for the longest time. And he filmed that. All that stuff, all them dancing is in that building.
Really?
shit.
That's Dallas.
God, I hardly remember. I remember the white Mustang GT
Yeah.
convertible.
All right, so we're going Vanilla Ice,
Yeah,
Robert
we're
De Niro.
getting younger.
We're getting
Not really.
If we do the show for another 4 hours, we'll get to 1992.
Yeah, we're in real trouble.
He fucking started with Ted Nugent.
No, I
Nobody
was
knows
just
who the
talking
fuck
about.
he is
I
anymore.
was just talking about guests that you can just introduce and then let
Yeah.
them go.
Yeah.
Raj is one of them.
Yeah.
Raj is one of those guests too,
Yeah.
where he can just entertain on a.
That's
dime,
why,
you know?
that's why I like having him on the road with me as an opening act, is because yes, he's funny. That part is very good.
Yeah.
But then also he's a good dude. Like,
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Thank
just
you,
a
man.
good hang. You know,
He is.
I've had openers. I won't mention their names, but
Please do.
It's like where the club owner comes to me and goes, we can't find your opener. I'm like, well, he was there for the first show. It's the late show. Where is he? Well, we don't know. And I'm just like, all right.
What does that usually mean? They met someone in the crowd after the first show.
Yeah,
and took
they're
off?
banging in a pickup in the back.
Yeah,
They're doing that, or they got a little into the booger sugar. And
Yeah.
they're doing some of that. So
Disappear.
Boys will be boys.
yeah, if they like come
it was
back to the
girls.
show. Yeah. So like if they come back to the show, like, all right, we're ready to do the fucking show. We're like, oh shit, you're gonna do your entire 20-minute set in 2.5 minutes, aren't you? Oh boy, here we go.
Did you guys ever have to have a conversation? Because I was rewatching. I don't remember if it was Daddy Issues or Fun Size, but boy, oh boy, Brad, you really went after. You were talking about how sexy the South London British accent was. Yeah. And that, kind of the Jason Statham thing. Yeah. And then you circled back around to how
fucking accent right there. Right now we're in a room full of 5 dudes and they're all rock hard.
I'm not gonna lie, you got me.
yeah,
It moved.
You do sound sexy as shit doing that, but
Goddamn right.
your punchline was kind of like, but then if you got that horrid Indian accent,
Yeah, I talk about that. He knows. I was like, you can't
he's got a lit Punjabi Indian opening for him.
Yeah, and
I was
and
thinking like that.
I
joke.
have a bit where I know if he's seen it, where I talk about like if I'm so glad that there's arranged marriages in India. Because
Yeah.
you can't pick up chicks with that accent. There's no way. That's not a chance. Like my buddy, I give and I cite a very specific example. My buddy Karthik, I love him to death. He's from like India, he's like fresh when I met him, like a year in to being here. He went to school in Michigan.
Okay.
And is in Dallas, and he still likes to go out and try to hit on chicks. And it's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. Like I was with him one time, and he just walked up to this girl, and he's like, "You look so good. You're so mind-blowing hot. May I purchase you a drink?" I'm like, "Did you just say purchase?" I'm like, we gotta leave now.
Yeah, dude, there's some accents that just don't do it, and
that's one of 'em.
That's one of them. We're very close to a state right now that has another one. If you got that, if you got that hard Wisconsin, Minnesota type
Yeah,
accent,
that's a tough one.
if you're a guy just trying to come out there saying and find a nice gal, that maybe make
Yeah.
you some cheese curds.
Does Boston go over well?
Fuck no. Okay, Boston works for dudes trying to pick up chicks because women like that accent. I was in Boston. I was doing Comedy Connection, Faneuil Hall, years ago. And this girl comes out. She's walking up, and I'm selling my merch, and she is fucking stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Boston stunning.
Oh, no. Just like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Like, how are you not in LA?
how'd you get it?
Yeah,
Like,
you
how
should
are
be
you
on a
not in LA,
helicopter somewhere.
like, in as a model or as an actress?
Yeah, you should
And
be
then
doing a
she's-
promotional video for the Fire Fest right
And,
now.
and then, yeah. And then she spoke. And I was like, oh, that's
now I
why
get
you're
it.
here.
Now I get it.
Because she goes, oh my God, you were so fucking funny. Oh my gosh. Oh, fuck. You had
Straight
me
up
on
the Park the
I
Cow
was
thing
like,
going on.
fucking what? And it just was like, that's it. That was
You
it.
look like one of those kids that I could sponsor for $1.25 a day. And you're like, all right, I
Hard
can't.
pass. Hard pass.
No amount of hot can get over that. Oh yeah, what right there? Grab my fucking nipples. You're like, no,
Pass.
Sorry, can't do it.
Hey, we should mention, are all the shows sold out? Or is
Yep.
there a few They're all sold out.
They're sold out.
They're sold out. Congratulations.
So, thank you.
Yeah, well done.
And that's how you know I like Raj talked you up, and I really wanted to do the show because I'll still do
You don't need to
press
do it.
when I'm sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because also I know how the comedy world is, and in 2 or 3 years I may not be selling out, and then I'll need that favor from you.
Yeah, dude.
So,
Well, hey,
I'll be nice to you now.
I've told Raj, I've told all my comedian friends, comics are my favorite entertainers on planet Earth, more than actors. It's close between musicians and comics.
Well, there's the whole theory that
comics
all
just tend to have more fun. They're just they're like regular dudes.
well,
They're
that's the
regular
thing.
people.
All musicians want to be comics, and all comics want to be musicians. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Well,
If you-
and it's like I have, like, it's weird that we're in a time right now where a lot of people think that comedians are like they're these evil racist people and they don't care about people. My comedian friends are the most diverse people. Like Raj. I've got black comedian friends. I've got trans comedian friends. I've got gay comedian friends. Like all different walks of life, ways of living, races, religions, all that. And when we get together, we're all fucking with each other.
Yes,
madness.
So hard. Like
Yeah.
they're just coming with the hardest dwarf jokes I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, we
And
did
I'm
one,
like,
just last
I
night.
didn't even write that.
This last night at the comedy club, the guy goes, "There's plenty of water in the mini fridge," and I go, "He just calls it a fridge."
And you do that, and you realize that oh no, we're all friends because we're all equals,
Yes.
and because
Yeah.
everyone's fucking with each other,
Yeah.
and no group is put on a pedestal and they're better. Like
So
none
why
of
are these
that.
people getting so much attention for shitting on comics? I can't figure it
they're-
out.
'cause
Like
they're
everybody
loud.
knows what comics do. Is it just the squeaky wheel?
You know what? Bill Burr was on a podcast a few weeks ago. I think it was on the Pat McAfee show. Well, I just said Pat McAfee, so now that he just got richer. He just signed a deal with FanDuel
Oh, my
for
God.
like $100 million or something like that. But
crazy.
anyway, good for
I
him.
watched the video.
Yeah, it's great for him.
Unbelievable. The
but-
charity stuff.
Yeah, so Bill was on there saying that he thinks like 80 to 85% of people are cool, and then you just have like 15% that's like that fringe
On both sides.
on both sides, right or left, and then but they're the loudest.
Mm-hmm.
They are the loud people, and you have a lot of people at the top of like TV networks and stuff like that don't focus on the 85%. They focus on the loud 15 because they're like, well, people are saying it's like no.
Right.
A person said
Two people said that.
Yeah,
Right.
That's
a
it.
dozen people walked out of Netflix.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle will be fine.
Yeah, that's fine. And if you look at the ratings of that Dave Chappelle special, I'm sure it was insanely good. Like really like high ratings.
It probably adds to the ratings.
Yeah.
Just the press, the free
Yeah,
press.
and by the way, you're allowed to be offended. I'm not saying you can't be offended. You're allowed to be offended. Being offended is an involuntary reaction. You can't control it.
Yeah.
But when you are, you can control how you respond to being offended. And there's a certain level of narcissism where you look at something and go, wow, that pissed me off. Now no one can enjoy that.
Yeah.
What? Just because you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because you?
I don't know if you saw Ricky Gervais's last special. It was a couple years old now.
I love Ricky.
He's
he's the best for this. Like he's so good
So
at this
good.
specific thing where
Yeah.
just he breaks down why no one gives a fuck about you if you're offended, and I
Yeah.
love him so much for this.
Well, he's got a bit in his special where he's walking down the street wherever, and he sees a sign for guitar lessons, and it's got the perforated, so you can just tear the
Pull a
number
tab.
off if
Yeah.
you want
Yeah.
it. And he's like walking by, and he's like, "Wait a minute, I didn't fucking want guitar lessons." Like, he's taking offense at that, rips it off, calls the guy to tell him. He's like, "That's what it's like.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, fucking walk past
Yeah.
the sign. You don't need to call the guy and tell him." No one's interested in guitar lessons. It's
I was
simple as
talking
that.
to you after the show, I think, when I was like, I don't know why. Yeah, Troy. I was talking to Troy. No, I was just pointed.
this
We're on
guy.
fucking camera. I think they know who it is. I'm like, but I was like, I don't know why anybody gets like. Why do you give a fuck about my opinion?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like if turn the channel, walk out, don't buy a ticket, don't come to a show. That's all it is.
it's very easy.
Very easy.
Many things offend me in this world. I don't
Yeah.
seek them out.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a big fan of the mumble rap. I'm not buying a ticket for Little Pump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, there you go. You're getting us younger.
Yeah, a little pump reference. There you go. I'll be throwing TikTok dances in here in no time. I'm gonna start flossing. Is that still a thing? I don't know.
My 6-year-old niece is doing the floss.
Okay.
Okay, that's too young.
Is that, wait, which one's the floss? Is that the?
Yeah.
That's
Oh, I
that-
thought you meant dental floss.
No, the dance one.
Oh, please.
Is that perverted? Please say that's not a perverted.
Please just keep doing that. Just keep
Nailed it.
doing that. That
I
is,
got it.
you're the exact market for that dance. When they said, "Who do we want doing this?" We want
Mike.
Yeah, we want Mike. We
Well,
want
let's get
Mike from fucking Michigan.
It's like the
Brad-
equivalent of walking down the street, seeing a pile of dog shit, choosing to step in it, and then being pissed off because
about
you
it.
stepped in it.
Yeah, exactly right.
And you had the opportunity to just walk around it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly
What
right.
it boils down to.
BradWilliamsComedy.com. If you want to catch him next time he's in town, because you can't this time.
right.
Sorry.
You're one of the lucky ones that already got tickets.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And
But
Brad
but
Williams
will be
Comic
back.
on Instagram.
Yes.
I don't know if you got a Twitter handle.
Yeah, at Funny Brad. It's all 3 different things. I'm a marketing genius. I don't
Smart.
I don't
Smart.
because we all know you have to go to 5 different websites to get your Amazon package. Oh wait, no, it's very simple. So yeah, I'm not good at this. I'm good at performing jokes. That's what I'm good at.
Yeah, and you lean into him, man. Like I was talking to Raj. I'll admit, was a little nervous before doing too much prep. Like, I don't know what's off limits, what's going to offend someone. And it's like, he's a comic. He doesn't give a fuck. And you say midget more than anyone. How much shit? Do you take shit for using such a derogatory term?
So funny you say that because we're in Michigan, and there used to be a comedy club in Michigan. It was in Livonia, Michigan.
Yeah.
Called Joey's Comedy Club.
Oh, yeah, I know
Upstairs.
Joey's well.
Yeah. I got protested there.
What? Oh, that's cool. That's a badge of honor.
By little people.
Stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I got protested there by little people. There was.
Did anybody see him?
Yeah. They didn't have picket signs. They had 3x5 cards. Very difficult
and
to
3x5.
read. Yeah, very difficult to read. But they came out and protested me because I say the word midget, and I invited them all to come see the show, and this was like 12 years ago. So this is not recently.
Yeah.
Because I think Joey's has since closed.
Yeah, Joey's been close
Yeah,
for
so
a
that's
while.
how long ago it's been.
Yeah.
Chaplin's, Joey's.
Yeah.
Those were the big
So
ones.
like, I invited them to come see the show. Many of them turned it down because they're like, "We know what you do." I'm like, "No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't be protesting me." And then a few people came in, and then after the show, they're like, "Oh, that's what you do." And I go, "Yeah, that's what I do. Yes, I say the word midget, but there's a context behind it, and I'm a stand-up comic, which is, I would think, the little person's dream in terms of I control the message. It's not a producer, it's not a writer, it's not a network, it's not any of that. It's me, someone who's actually a little person controlling the message that goes out there. It's one of the reasons why I love stand-up so much.
Yeah.
And like I converted the ones that went and saw the show, but yeah, I got protested. Some people.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like white people protesting me outside somewhere. Like it just
It'll happen
doesn't-
one day.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
I mean, yeah.
Wild.
It's coming.
Don't use the right pronoun, man. It'll happen. But yeah,
You can't worry about that as a comic, though.
No.
I firmly believe that you can't. You just need to ghost those people in a sense.
Well, and that's why when it comes to comedy, like when certain comedians get in trouble for things that they say, there are people that will go like, "Well, they crossed the line." I go, they crossed your line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They crossed your line.
Yeah.
Something that you were offended by, which is impossible for the comedian to know exactly what every single individual is going to be.
That's called
offended.
subjective.
Yeah, you can't do it. So they crossed your line. And I will always defend the attempt that the comedian makes because we are not trying to offend. We're not trying to piss people off. We are trying to be funny. But we don't know what's going to be funny. We have to try it out in front of an audience. And no comedian bats 1,000.
None.
We're gonna have some missteps. We're gonna have some stuff. And if you don't want us to say that particular bit anymore, don't laugh at it. And if enough people don't laugh at it, I'm not going to keep doing the joke.
Yeah.
If there's just dead silence in the room, I'm like, it's going really well. No, it's not. I'll change the joke. And I've done that before. I've done jokes where on stage I'm like, that didn't work out too well. I probably went too hard, or I probably did this thing and didn't use the right terminology or whatever. And it made people uncomfortable. So I went, okay. And I adjusted. The comedian will self-adjust to be funny. So I'll always defend the attempt of the comedian.
Oh, I got in Dallas once years ago at a comedy club, an Indian girl was like saying that I was brown shaming because I was doing my
The accent.
because I was talking about my dad.
Yeah.
And she's like, stop brown shaming us. I was like, but that's how he fucking talks.
It's not shaming, it's an impersonation.
What do you want me to do?
It's
Like,
spot on.
Like if my dad walked in and he was like fucking, I don't know, like Higgins, and he's like, you know, or was born in Texas, and he's like, why are you telling people I talk like that? Then yeah, okay, I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He talks like that. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm
Perfect-
having a conversation with my father on. And she got up and walked out. I was like, as an Indian lady, I'm like, I want to hear what your fucking parents sound like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
The exact same.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah.
Well,
That's probably what it is.
Projecting.
what I want to know from you guys that are in clubs all over the country, all over the world, is it as loud in those individual rooms as it is in the media? Because the
No.
media
No.
Not at all.
You know
I
what I'm
was-
talking about then.
Yes.
The media every day I can pull stories and be like, oh my
Sure.
God, some bitch was outraged at a club because
Sure,
Brad
sure,
said
sure,
midget
sure,
or
sure, sure.
you did a Indian accent,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, no, it's that fringe. It's that fringe person that comes in. The vast majority of people, especially right now, that are going to comedy clubs, I feel, are pushing back. Like your average person now, if they go to a comedy club, it's because like we're gonna hear some shit.
Yeah.
like we
Yeah.
want, and they want to hear this shit.
That's the thing. If you had a good time, like the people that were offended, that's why they're the loudest, right? People that have a good time and enjoy it don't scream and shout about how much they enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just go, "Hey, we'll come back the next time."
Squeaky wheel, yeah.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right. So
And
that's
the
what it is.
hypocrisy of enjoying 95% of the show,
Yeah.
laughing your ass off,
Yeah.
and then finding one thing that triggered you,
Yeah.
that crossed your line, as you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, but that was too far. But the rest of it that I laughed my ass off, that was
Yeah.
fantastic.
That
is-
that was
doesn't
fine.
matter. But
And-
that one part is too much.
Too much.
It's-
Yeah.
It's insane.
Dumb.
My favorite thing is when, and this has happened to me before, where I'll say a bit and someone will be like, "That's not funny." I'll be like, "The entire room just laughed at this,
Yeah,
except for
You ever
you."
stop and just take a poll? Like,
Yeah.
okay, hold
Yeah,
on.
no, that's so.
Great.
I do
Okay.
exactly that.
Perfect.
I go. I'm on your side.
Yeah.
That was not funny, but I'm a big fan of polls. So let's take like how
Let's
many
see.
Indians
people?
love statistics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how many people in here think I'm doing okay?
Yeah.
And the place goes banana. I go, now you can fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. And I'm like,
Yeah.
let's take a poll. Let's just
You're
go.
not the judge in the room. Sorry.
No,
No, I'm not
But
here to
everybody that
judge.
buys a ticket thinks that they have the right to say something.
Yeah.
I
know,
bought a ticket.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, guess what? Sometimes I buy the ticket to see the Lakers play. They're not. They don't win all the time. They don't.
And they don't
Especially
take
this
my
year.
advice.
No, I tell them to just give it to LeBron and clear out. They don't do that. It's
That's
like,
exactly right.
yeah, just because you bought a ticket doesn't give you the right to like have your insanely customized show. And I think what's happening a lot is now everything is so customizable in everyone's lives. You listen to just the music you want to listen to. You listen to just the radio shows. All the algorithms on your Netflix put stuff that only you will like.
Yeah.
News.
Yeah.
You could watch news that you only agree with. So then when you go into a situation where it's a comedy club where it's like, oh no, now you're not in control anymore. You can't have the comedian just do the comedy that you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
Then for some people, a very small few, it does freak them out. Be like, wait, no, delete that
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah.
Go. Where's the algorithm? What?
Yeah.
It's just too much for them. It's but to go back to your original question, yeah, it's not everybody. It's not as much people as the media blows it out to be. The vast majority of people are intelligent enough to where they'll research the comedian before they go. They'll actually go see comedians that they enjoy, and they'll have a good time. And if they hear a joke they don't like, they'll be like, "Oh, I didn't like that one," and then they'll laugh 30 seconds later the next joke. That's the vast majority of people.
Yeah.
But then every now and then you get the lady in Jacksonville that
Yeah.
walked up on stage and stopped that comedy show. I forget who the comedian was, but it's funny because when that happened, every comedian had a story about that club in Jacksonville. Tanny Pescatelli, great comic. She got a drink thrown at her while it was still in the
Yeah,
glass.
I was gonna say, wasn't there one that might have been in Florida too?
Yeah, well, yeah, no, that was
Same
at
club?
that club.
At that club,
in
okay.
Jacksonville. When I was at that club in Jacksonville, I think is it called the Comedy Zone? I don't know.
Fucking Florida.
Yeah,
right?
fucking Florida. when I was at that club, I had a lovely female opener, and she went on stage, and before she said one word, before she even touched the microphone, this dude in the front just goes, "Take your shirt off," and I'm like, "Fuck you!" And I was so mad that I ran up on stage, I grabbed the mic, and I just like scolded the guy. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, this is a really talented person. They're trying to make you laugh. You're a lazy fuck that is just sitting back. You don't get to like do that.
I said I was sorry, Brad.
Yeah, oh. But like, that was my incident at that comedy club. So if you go to that comedy club in Jacksonville, some shit's gonna go down. And I'm not trashing the club.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back.
Of course you are.
The check still
you guys
clears.
need the pain.
Let's go.
About it.
We're addicted to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, don't you get bothered? Don't you get bothered when people heckle you? Not really. I'm married. I get that at home too. It's just like a constant.
we should mention your wife. Is it Jasmine?
Sure. Let's give her name and address and throw up a photo too.
Oh, well, no, there's pictures out there. I'm not outing anyone.
I know. You can Google Brad Williams' wife. It's so funny.
Yeah. When I Googled Brad Williams, wife comes up before
anything.
Almost anything.
Anything. They're like, what's like,
why is that?
because people want to know, like, who's fucking him? Who's or they want to know, like, how funny is he? Oh, his wife's hot. Okay, he's funny.
Yeah, he's funny. Yeah, she was a 2.
Yeah,
you're like, I'm not going to see that guy.
Who's Brad Williams' wife? like if you saw that, you'd be like, oh, that's not good.
Well, I think the story. First off, she's a 4th degree black belt, at least in the.
Yeah, 4th, and I'll make very specific. 4th Dan black belt, which is like insane. It's just she's a weapon.
And you have a pit bull.
Yep,
that's huge, like 70 pounds.
Yeah. So my
Are you trying to account for something, or what's going on here? You got like the most badass bitch on the planet and the toughest dog on the planet.
I'm trying to account for the fact that I'm a 4'4" white guy from Orange County. That's what I'm trying to account for.
Built-in security.
Look at there they are. Look at it. Look at these boobs.
There you go.
She's
So
beautiful. That dog is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Too.
So when I hear something go bump in the night, I don't go downstairs.
You don't have to go.
No,
Honey,
dog
you're
goes, wife goes.
You're up. You or you? One of you two go.
I'm the last line of defense, man.
The dog probably sleeps like a rock.
He does. He's not a weapon. He looks like a weapon. Like,
no one's gonna test that.
no,
that's like
the
going up
thing.
to a guy holding a gun and going, "It's probably loaded.
Yeah.
It's probably not loaded."
Wait.
You're not gonna test that fucking dog.
Exactly. So yes, I am overcompensating for something.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I love it.
The fact that I like to sleep soundly at night.
And I love the story of how you guys met too.
Oh Jesus.
We're going back a bit, but
That's
it's still,
fine.
Yeah.
No, we're not going really back. I mean, I've been married now 4 years. So yeah, like 6 years. It's fine. We met on an app. Okay, I'll tell the whole story.
Okay.
Because I don't tell the whole story on stage. I do like a quick joke and then I move on. So here's the whole story. For a very brief period of time, I was doing your old job. I was doing morning radio. I got hired to do a morning radio show in San Francisco, California. I was burnt out from the road. I wanted to just not get on a plane every week. So I thought it'll be more relaxing to just wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was wrong.
Big mistake.
But I had to move to San Francisco to do this show. So we come up with a game for the show where I can meet people because I don't know anyone in San Francisco and I want to meet some friends and stuff. So the game to meet people is called Tinder or Grindr, where every day I would flip a coin based on what it lands on. That night, either go on a Tinder date or a Grindr date. Those of you who don't know what Grindr is.
That's a great game.
Grindr is gay Tinder.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's a dangerous game.
See, that's what you say. You're like, I don't know about that. I'm what you call a go-getter. Okay, so I flip the coin, lands on Grindr. Here we go. So I make up a profile. I immediately match up with a very large, lovely, redheaded, bearded man who tells me only to call him Ginger Bear.
Okay. All right.
See, you
This is
guys
the
are
most
uncomfortable.
fascinating fucking story.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I'm like, I don't.
You guys are uncomfortable right now. I was like, Ginger Bear, meet Gummy Bear. Let's do some shit. Okay, so we go out to a sports bar. I explained to him the thing. I explained, hey, I'm straight. It's a radio show. It's a bit. Like, are you okay with that? He's like, yeah, fuck, let's go out. So we go to the sports bar. We drink beer. We watch a game. He tells me I'm handsome. Legit, one of the best dates I've ever been.
Shout out to Ginger Bear.
Ginger Bear
found your dude.
was
Tell
a
me you're in touch with Ginger Bear still.
goddamn right.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
I can
Good.
text him. So it was great, and it also gave me a lot more sympathy for women because I was not sexually attracted to this man whatsoever. But after he treats me like a goddamn princess, I'm like, I kind of owe you something.
Yeah. Look, tonight at least.
Yeah, something. But we have a great time. So then so then I go on the air the next day, and everyone's like, "All right, how was your date with Ginger Bear?" And someone calls in and goes, "Okay, you're doing Tinder or Grindr. You should also try Thrinder." And I go, "The fuck is that? What the fuck is Thrinder?" They go, "Oh, that's Tinder for people trying to have threesomes."
Oh, okay.
And right now, that's the sound. Yeah, he's writing that
writing
down.
it down.
How do you spell it? That was the sound of everyone hitting the 15-second back button on the podcast right now. Like, what? So
that was Craigslist.
That doesn't exist anymore, does it?
no, it's not as Thrinder because Tinder sued them for copyright infringement, but now it's called Field, F-E-E-L-D.
Another one we gotta fucking look up now.
F-E-E-L-D. You're welcome.
Okay.
So I go on that app. I go on Field. I make up a profile. I immediately match up with 2 women. We're going to all meet up at a cafe in San Francisco. And then, I don't know, I guess someone was going to pay for a room at some point.
And was that the goal? Like, if you meet up on Field, you're going for a threesome.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not like, let's hang out for a couple weeks. Okay, awesome.
Everyone is very clear about what's happening.
Got it.
And one of the women doesn't show up. And so I messaged the other one, and I'm just like, "Hey, are you cool with just us?" She goes, "Yeah, sure. Let's have it be just us." And 2 years after that date, I married that woman.
Really?
A gamer. Good for you.
Because
Did you ever
that's-
get the threesome in?
I will not say that. What
She was on the app.
Not that one.
That's the mother of my child you're talking about. I won't talk about things of that. Of course.
Dozens of times.
She loves women. I love women. It's something we have in common, and we're very good at getting it. Now,
How
it's not
did you
every,
get so
it-
lucky?
It's not
this is
every
the greatest
day.
story I've ever heard.
But it's not. I don't want to make you guys think like I'm this guy that's going out all the time. Like it's not every day. It's not every week. It's not every month. For the last 2 years, it hasn't even been every year. But every now and then,
You never know.
Hell yeah.
I look to give horse in the mouth.
let's go.
Just dust that
Always keep that
Field
door open.
profile
No
off.
one
Right.
turns us down ever. People see a hot Asian and a midget, they're like, "That's everything on my bucket list."
That's 2 bucket list items. Yeah,
That is true.
So I highly advise if you could meet a trained weapon who's also very attractive and likes 3-ways. Lock that shit down. Okay?
Wife that
I
shit.
think that was the one. I think you did. I think
Yeah.
you got the only one.
Yeah.
You got the unicorn.
Found her.
awesome. That's awesome.
So yes, that is how I met my wife, and you know, I wasn't looking obviously for a serious relationship if I was on that website. Neither was she. But it was literally on the first date and we didn't hook up or anything on the first date because on the first date we're like, "Ah, fuck, I like you." Like,
Really?
you're like, yeah, you're good. I like, I gotta take this slow.
Did she know who you were?
She had heard me on Loveline when I did back in the day when I did episodes of Loveline.
Corolla?
Yeah,
Drew?
No, it wasn't Corolla and Drew. I'm not that old. It was
We are.
with Mike Catherwood and Drew. It was always Dr. Drew. But
Yeah.
so yeah, she heard me on there. So she knew I was a little person, and she was just like, "Okay, he sounded very interesting and very confident on the radio. So let's see if he's that in real life." And
you were.
I guess I was.
Yeah, hell yeah. Good for you.
Who
man.
knew? So yeah, that's how I met my wife. I don't know if I'll tell our daughter that story when she gets old enough. Be
Just
like,
don't ever listen to the show. She'll be fine.
dating app. We met on a dating app.
Perfect.
That's
Yeah,
fine. It was
good enough.
one of them.
Christian Mingle.
Yeah, ChristianMingle.com.
Yeah, farmersonly.com.
Yeah, that's where we met. It was fun.
How do you like being a father, by the way?
Love it. I mean, it's the most stressful, most scary. It's a constant, but at the same time, then you get little things of joy throughout the day that are like, oh, that's why you go through all the stress. Yeah. Like when I FaceTime my daughter on the road and she's 2, okay, before I start doing an accent, and you're like, wow, she sounds really dumb. She's 2, okay, let's put that out there.
19.
Yeah, she's 19, yeah.
It's 19 now,
Yeah, so like when I FaceTime her and she goes, "Daddy cuggles," and that means cuddles, And then she grabs the phone and she hugs the phone.
Oh, wow.
And when that happens, I'm just like, I'm gonna buy you a pony one day, aren't I?
Yeah.
'Cause I mean, she's a dwarf, so it'll be a Shetland pony, but won't be that expensive. But it's fine.
Just put a saddle on Diego.
Yeah. My dog. Yeah. Put a saddle on the dog. She'll ride it. It'll be
So
all right.
what were the odds of having a dwarf baby?
50-50.
50-50.
Yeah.
Were you hoping one or the other?
I'm supposed to say no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want a dwarf baby.
You did, really?
Yeah, I want a tall baby.
Yeah.
No, they get bigger.
Yeah.
They grow up, and
Yeah.
my daughter turns 9, and I'm trying to discipline her. Like, go to your room. She just picks me up. Fuck you, Dad. I don't want to do that.
As the only other father in the room with girls.
Yeah.
It gets better.
Yeah.
And then it gets way fucking worse.
That's what
and
I've
then
been told.
And then and then it'll get better.
Yeah.
Hang in there.
You hope, Troy. You're in the.
Oh yeah, because I got friends that they have boys that are like my daughter's age, and they're dumb as shit. All right, them boys, they're horribly dumb.
Yeah.
And my daughter, like, she started talking. She's got letters. She's got numbers, and she's like doing stuff. And I'm like, okay,
That's the Asian.
yeah.
I know. I've got
my married
half
Chinese
Asian
woman.
niece and nephew, and
Okay.
they're spot on with their schooling is already way advanced. It's like,
Goddamn
oh, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Asian pays off, and there is something about a mixed race Asian baby
Yeah.
that is gorgeous.
Yeah, she's cute as hell, man. And so basically what I'm trying to say is she's going to get a scholarship to college. Okay, because it's
You're not
like,
gonna have to pay for it.
yeah, Asian, dwarf, female. She's getting in.
She's
okay?
in all the boxes.
Yeah, she's getting in. Everyone's going to like, she's going on the brochure.
Yeah.
She's going to join every club.
Yeah.
She's the first 2-point student to go to Harvard.
Love it.
She just checks too many boxes.
Doesn't matter. She'll get in.
Did
She'll
you
be
have the
great.
moment? Because I think this is bullshit when new parents say this, like, oh, the minute I looked into my child's eyes, it was a love that I'd never felt before.
Nope.
And my brother was like, that's bullshit, man.
It is.
It took a little bit, but, now I'd murder anyone for him.
Yeah. No, when I first looked at my daughter, it was terror.
Yeah.
It was sheer
Yeah. What the
terror.
fuck do I do with this?
Because until that point,
Don't drop it.
yeah,
Don't drop it.
because until then, it's just talking about the baby, and the baby is this abstract thing that isn't there yet. And then all of a sudden, you see the baby's there.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real. You can look at the baby. You understand in that one moment how fragile that baby is, and you're like, oh, without me, you die.
Yeah.
In hours.
Hours.
Yeah.
I can't. Now I have to keep you alive. Like, that's
Yeah.
my mission in life. Keep you alive.
Yeah.
Did it
And-
change how you behave on the road or how you were as a person? Like, do you see things different? Do you behave different?
Not really. I mean, like, being married changed me on the road more
Yeah,
than
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Back when I was a single guy on the road, that's a lot of fun. Being married on the road, it's like, okay, the show's done. I do the meet and greet. Got to go back to the hotel. Call the wife, watch a little bit of Netflix, and go right to bed. Like
Yeah.
that. Like that's
It's
what I
a
do now.
built-in excuse for everything. I've got this puppy now, and it's like, I'm sorry, I got to get going. I got to let the dog out.
Yeah, totally the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah, it does help you that
Just
way.
that built-in excuse. If you want to get the fuck out of somewhere, it's like, you know what?
Yeah.
That dog's been in the cage for 5 hours. I
Yeah.
really got to go.
Between my job and my daughter, I'm never doing anything again I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Like, because it has to be something that's better than work and better than my daughter, and that's very rare.
Yeah.
Or that's make me willing to leave both of those things.
Do you think the world she's growing up in as a dwarf is
Yeah.
going to be different than the world you grew up in?
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, for so many ways. It's weird. It's better and it's worse. It's better in that I do believe people are more tolerant now. They're more acceptant. There's more exposure to differences such as dwarfism, so where when it shows up on your doorstep, you're not as surprised by it. You know that this is a thing and they're a real person and they exist. It's worse because of social media.
Yeah.
Because now my daughter, with whatever app exists at whatever time that she comes online and starts doing that stuff, someone in North Dakota can write a hurtful comment on a photo she posts and ruin her day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, it's better and it's worse. And as a parent, you realize, like, oh, I can't stop you from doing social
No.
media. I'm not going to be one of these dads that's like, well, I'm just not going to let her do it. Like, no. Good luck.
Yeah.
That's never happened.
And the reality is that happens to all of it. Like, we can get 500 emails
Yep.
here going, oh my God, this is the best show ever. We love you
Yep.
guys. You're hilarious. Your guests are great. Blah, blah.
One
The
email.
one email that goes, you guys have lost something, man. It used to be funny. It sucks now.
Fuck you, man!
That will sit on your fucking head
Yeah.
for a week. And it's like, it's
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
Why is that still hard to deal with?
It's
I was
really
doing
tough.
a show. I was doing a show in India, and it was wonderful. It was a place called the Epicenter, and we had a really nice sized crowd. Was loving it. One guy, I still remember what he looks like.
Yeah.
He had like curly salt and pepper hair. He was wearing a Hawaiian T-shirt, which was hilarious for India. And he's with his daughter and his wife, and everybody's having a great time. He is not even smiling. And at one point, because some people don't. Some people will just kind of watch and then come up to you afterwards and be like, "That was fucking great, man."
Yeah.
You're like, okay, well, tell your face.
Yeah.
He didn't. And I go, "You're not having a good time." And he goes, "Yeah, you're not really my style."
Really?
Yeah. He goes, my wife and my daughter love you, but you're not my cup of tea. And I was like, okay, very odd British phrase, but okay.
Yeah, big in India.
Since we were ruled by you guys for 450 years. And I came off stage, and my cousin fist bumped me. He's like, "That was fucking excellent." I go, "That one asshole."
Yeah. Ruined your night.
Yeah.
He's still in my. I still see him.
He's still
I'm
eating
like,
at you.
Yeah,
Living
I'm like,
rent-free up
mother,
there.
Living
like,
rent-free, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, I just need to know what was your cup of tea? I can make another cup of tea. You know what I mean? Like,
Fuck it. Why
It's
make that
probably-
one guy a cup of tea? Fuck him.
yeah, I know.
know?
I just
And
that's
see,
how we
that's the healthy thing.
Yeah.
That's
And
the healthy
see,
thing to do. And,
Troy doesn't have a background in radio or in entertainment, really.
Yeah.
I still have
Funny.
feelings.
But people like you are better at handling that, I've
Yeah,
noticed,
absolutely.
than people that for a living try to like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
ta-da, here I am to make you laugh, entertain you. Like,
Yeah.
look at
Look at
those
me.
people.
Yeah.
You're obviously, all of us in this room are looking for some sort of,
We're looking for validation.
Validation,
and,
yeah.
And it's also our life's work. It's the one thing. Like, I can't cook. I don't have other hobbies. I'm not handy around the house.
Yeah.
Like, you want to know what I can do? I can tell a fucking joke. That's what I can do.
Yeah.
So when one person goes, "No, you can't even do that." Well, now why am I even here?
Yeah.
Like, I have no purpose in life anymore. So,
Exactly, yeah.
So I'm not going to try to, like, keep my daughter off social media whenever she gets to whatever age. I'm just going to try to give her the tools to be aware that stuff is... Because, like, my parents couldn't come to me and be like, "Hey, when you start that Twitter account, just know."
right.
Like, they didn't know what it was going to become. No one did.
Yeah.
Like, hey, hey, when you start posting on social media when you're 15, just know that in 10 years, someone could look back at that tweet and fire you.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
It's forever.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wonder, because your parents weren't dwarfs.
Correct.
So, do they raise you like that's got to be quite a hand to be dealt to? Like, I don't know how do I prepare someone for pitfalls in life or comments that are inevitably coming? Do you think about that with your daughter? Like, fuck, man,
Well,
you've
like-
been through it, so you know.
I've
but-
been through it. I know, and I can prepare for it. And like, I'm almost excited for it because I'm a comedian. My wife is a weapon.
yeah,
So I'm gonna give her verbal comebacks. Because my dad was so smart in that when I went off to school, he knew what was coming. So he and I would write comebacks to people that would make fun of me.
Oh, wow.
And so when I went to school and someone said something, I'm like, I've prepared for this moment. And then I would hit him with a comeback, and then they'd be like, oh, that's not how that's supposed to go. And it
you
would
punch the bully in the nose.
yeah, it would crush them. So between me writing those jokes, and they're gonna be fucking devastating. Between that and my wife, who's going to train her in basic martial arts that hopefully she can use. It can't be Taekwondo for technical reasons. That's a kicking martial art. We have very stubby legs. That doesn't work. It's like knee attack, knee attack, knee attack. I can't do that.
Stick with the grappling.
Yeah, it'd be more grappling stuff like that. But yeah. So between those two things,
Not worried about it at all.
God help the person.
Yeah.
God help the person.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for the phone call from the parent of the kid who made fun of her, and then my daughter has a comeback, or my daughter beats her up, or whatever. And then I get the phone call from that parent because I ain't gonna back down from that one. That's gonna be fun too.
I've never really thought about it, but I imagine most people aren't very creative or original. So you probably heard the same shit from
Yeah.
anybody that tried to bully you or push you around. It was probably the same lame shit every time.
Oh, hecklers. When I get a heckler, sometimes they'll yell stuff out like "Oompa Loompa," and I'm like,
Hilarious.
"You think I haven't heard that before, motherfucker?" That was day one of dwarf school. Okay, I know shit from that.
I like when people would go, "Hey, what's up, Gandhi?" I'm like the leader of peaceful
Apu.
protest. I'm like, is that who you're calling me? He's on money. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's the dumbest fucking insult I've ever heard. Like, I bet your family owns a 7-Eleven. Well, then we're rich, stupid. What are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
how is this at all insulting? I'm like, thank you.
Calling you Gandhi would be like someone calling a white person like, "What's up, George Washington?"
Yeah, you really got me there.
Father of our country.
That's exactly right.
All right.
All right.
I'll take it.
Okay.
That's the weirdest insult.
Yeah. So I mean, and parenting's hard enough. I'm not going to pretend that because my daughter's a little person, we're going to have it harder than other people. Her being my kid and having the knowledge that I have will probably benefit her a lot. The same way I was benefited by my parents and my dad's foresight and teaching me that, okay, the world is going to be a bad place sometimes, and here's how you deal with it. Because I think the people that get fucked up are the people that think that the world is perfect and it's always going to be wonderful and it's sunshine and lollipops. And then they go out to their first job interview. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you don't like me.
Yeah.
It's like, because you're fucking stupid.
That's a really cool way for your parents to raise you.
Yeah.
To like expect,
yeah.
you know, that humans are assholes, which they are.
Yeah. My dad always said the world it is and the world it should be.
Yeah.
We're gonna prepare you for the world it is.
Yeah.
It's just, and that's the world I want to prepare my daughter for. The world that actually is the world that she will be dealing with, not the world where everyone is super tolerant and super wonderful and
See,
it's okay. And
that is great. Like, my parents went through the war in India, between India and Pakistan, and so like they didn't give us any insight. Like, I'll be like, somebody bullied me. Did they kill you? Did you die?
Were you shot at?
Yeah. Did you die? Like your aunt? Did you die? I'm like, no.
That's the thing. Like, it's always, oh man, like I feel not bad, but like that's such a different experience for many immigrant kids where their parents are immigrants, where it's like y'all can't complain about anything.
No.
Yeah.
Because
No,
your
no.
parents went through shit.
Real shit.
Yeah.
They went
Real
through
shit.
real shit.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and then you have you have white kids being like, I don't know, vegan or paleo. What should I do?
Yeah.
What the fuck's wrong with you? Really? I remember one of my favorite where I wanted to throw something through my TV. There's a documentary on Netflix. It's a Tony Robbins documentary where it just shows him doing a conference and being his motivational speaker self. And this one woman raises her hand and tells this absolutely gut-wrenching story it'll wreck you about essentially like being raised as a child sex slave, like being locked in a house, just horrible, the worst possible shit. And Tony deals with it the best that he can for that ability.
Yeah.
And there's a really cool moment at the end of that where it's like, I think we're gonna be okay. And then Tony kind of looks at the audience and goes like, all right, who else out there has something that they want me to deal with? And this one girl, like 18 years old, just shoots her hand up in the air, and Tony goes, okay, what's going on with you? And she goes, I'm feeling really insecure about my diet. Fuck you.
Tell me the whole room lost it.
And that's the thing is like they
Throwing shit at her.
didn't. They didn't. I would be like I'd be
Throwing
like
shit at her.
Yeah, I'd be the guy that threw the shoe at George Bush. Like fuck you. Like what is wrong with you? Read the goddamn room.
Yeah, my mom was stabbed in both knees by Pakistani soldiers when she was 7.
Yeah, what are you going to complain about? What?
Honestly. And I learned that, I swear to God.
I mean, you
learned it
can't
like
fall and scrape your knees as a kid. What's she going to do?
I learned that at like 8. I was like, somebody said something, and I was crying on my way back home from school. And I'm like, well, I can't tell her.
Yeah.
And that's at the age of 8 because she's like, she would show you, did this happen to you? I'm like, oh, man. So I'm like, well, I can't say shit. And then it was always the dumb logic from parents back in those days that parents today don't have, which I love the parents of today that don't have them. But she'd be like, if you can't beat them, join them. I'm like, okay, that's good logic. You're an adult. I'll believe you. And then I joined the football team, and then they beat my ass. And I'm like, that's not a good plan.
I'm gonna think that with you the next time, you know, someone's like, man, the KKK is after me. If you can't beat them, join them. I don't think that's gonna work out too well for you.
No.
Especially since they're black.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to work out.
I'm going to go on a limb and say they don't really want you to join them. I think that's kind of the whole point of their existence, unfortunately. That's bad.
So how was the crowd last night?
Crowd was great, dude.
Were they?
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
What are there differences when you're playing East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, Southwest, Southeast?
Yes and no. Like, yes, there are differences, but they're subtle, and it's like minor twerks. There are certain places, like, I can say this because I'm never going to perform in this city again.
Okay.
But when people go like, what's the worst city you ever, what's the best city, what's the worst city?
Yeah.
The worst city is always Shreveport, Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
Shreveport Funny Bone, the club closed there, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
So that was the only time I would be on stage, I would tell my joke, the joke would get no response, I would explain why the joke was funny, that would get a laugh.
Really?
The explanation.
Yeah.
Ooh, like they
And
didn't
there was
get it?
Wasn't there a bowling alley?
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah,
I
it was
remember now.
attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So if it didn't go, if it
just hear
didn't go well,
crashing
you just hear
pins.
crashing pins.
a dead silence.
like, all right.
I think that was a strike.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember walking into Buffalo Wild Wings in Shreveport because I was fine dining there. Sure. And like, we were like, what's the nicest place? And a guy walked in, overalls, no shirt, holding a fishing pole. And I was just like, it's a sports bar. You don't have to bring your sporting equipment. I remember that happened. It was just, and then, so yes, like there are subtle differences, but for the most part, funny's funny. Funny will work. Funny will track. But yeah, there are certain cities and states where you're like, okay, I might have to switch this up a little
See,
bit.
I feel like when I go to LA, if I go to a show in LA, whether it's a rock show and you go, even the Whiskey, you know, you can see a good band in the Whiskey a lot, you know?
For those of you who don't know, the Whiskey A Go-Go Club.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not like when you said even the whiskey, I'm like, what is like
The whiskey's
weird?
bad? The
Like
bourbon's bad?
The bourbon's bad in L.A. What?
No, like going to the Rainbow or the Whiskey and you can
Got it.
see a good band and, you know, the crowd will kind of shuffle in. Like there's so much to do in
Yeah.
that area. Where here it's like that band's coming to this little town in Livonia.
Let's
and
go.
it's fucking on.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they're
yeah.
into it.
There is definitely that in like L.A. and New York where it's like they're building a new arena for the Clippers. So like we're gonna have like 7 or 8 venues that hold over 15,000 people.
Yeah, right.
And it's like on any night, 3 of them will have something.
Yeah.
So it's like, God, like that's what you're competing with.
Yeah.
Like,
How do you get 400 people to a club
Yeah.
when they've got 400 other options?
yeah. Now,
Yeah.
I will say this. One time I was in Virginia Beach, the Virginia Beach Funny Bone, and and it was Saturday night, and comics always know. Even if your ticket sales suck, you can count on Saturday night. Saturday night's going to save you. Saturday night will help you out. Even if no one knows who you are, they'll show up on a Saturday. And my crowd is like a third full on a Saturday, and I'm like, the fuck? What? Like, what is up? Something's up here.
Yeah.
News feed.
Yeah, like if it's Thursday show, I'm like, that makes sense. I can see why, or like a Sunday show. Okay, but Saturday, early show, what the hell? And then one of the staff comes up to me and goes, yeah, man, tough night tonight. You're going up against the Cake Boss. I was like, what?
What?
And they're like, yeah, the Cake Boss is down the street at the theater doing 3 shows.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
doing what?
He's baking a cake.
He's baking a cake?
Yeah. And that's the competition that
You
night.
paid money to see some guy put something in an oven and go, ding. That's what you paid money for.
I had
I was so mad. I was so mad.
my ex Anna. She's from England, which I was being a patriot when I was banging her, taking my revenge from my country. But she's like, she fucking loved that show, right? And I was like, didn't get it. I remember coming back off the road one time, and she's like, we're gonna watch this marathon of Cake Boss, and I was like, what is it? And she's like, oh, it's like the mafia meets baking. And I was like, how low in the mafia do you have to be to where you're in charge of pastry?
Yo, like, this is Joey Numbers. This is Sammy the Bull.
Wait till you try my fucking devil's food cake.
This is Terry the Froster. What? That's not a good name.
Because he puts them on ice? No, you should try his frosting.
Yeah. He does a great frosting.
Likes you with a fucking cake.
Yeah, he does a red velvet cake. You know, red, the color of blood.
Knock your fucking socks off. Huh?
That's going to be it now.
I was like, that's fantastic that you actually think that the mob works that way.
Yeah.
They got a cake guy?
He's the boss. It says so.
It's the boss. I mean, he's out there.
He's the cake Don.
He's out there going to other bakeries like, who said you could bake? I know you're thinking. I know you want your biscuits to rise, but I'm feeling my temperature rising right now. Shit like that. Gluten free.
Before we wrap, I loved one thing on. I can't remember which special it was, but you were talking about being in the top 5 most famous little people.
Yeah.
And I fucking loved your list, but I had some questions.
Sure. It definitely has to be adjusted now.
Yeah. You had Wee Man on there.
Yep.
Warwick Davis.
Yep.
Who was in
Willow. Yeah. Also the
Peter Dinklage.
Oh yeah, and also if you don't know Warwick Davis, he was in the cinematic masterpiece Leprechaun in the Hood.
Oh,
so you gotta watch that.
That's classic.
Yeah. Now it's funny though because if you remember the Leprechaun series, I think Leprechaun in the Hood was either 5 or 6. The 4th one was Leprechaun in Space. Leprechaun went to the space before the Hood. Just want to throw that out there. Just want, like, it was more believable for a leprechaun to go to space.
Well, I have some names to add to the list, and I want to get your opinion on them. Now, I don't know what your if it was just like all living people, because mine might all be dead.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm going with living, but yeah.
Kenny Baker, for instance.
Okay, R2-D2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, the problem with Kenny is that is obviously legend, but no one knows what he looks like.
Yeah.
Like he's in the R2 suit, so like he's definitely a legend, but also passed away. So
Tony Cox.
Yeah. Tony Cox is great though.
Bad Santa?
Yeah.
I mean, he
Bad
fucking
Santa,
murders some Bad Santa.
Yeah.
Me, myself, and Irene.
Yeah.
Tony Cox is great. I love it. I hope he's still alive. I don't want to kill him off and be like,
I think
he's dead
like
too.
63 years old or something. I think he's in his 60s.
I want to meet him. And also, he's not working as much anymore. Throw Tony Cox a bone.
back
He's
around.
hilarious.
Yeah.
He's very...
Come on. He's a black dwarf. That's checking some boxes, Hollywood. You want to do a diversity hire? Fucking A. Who's also really good. Tony Cox.
Vern Troyer.
He passed away, so...
He was from Dallas.
No.
Oh,
I thought he was from here.
He's from here.
Oh, he lived in he lived in Dallas.
Yeah, because, well, and here's a Vern Troyer story for you.
He's a crazy one. He's a wild one.
Okay. So one of the first times I was playing in Michigan, it was, it may have been Joey's Comedy Club. Not the same weekend I got protested, but I get to the airport and I get into an elevator to go down to the level that they're going to pick me up. And Vern, on his chair, rolls into the elevator. And I'm just thinking, holy shit.
Yeah.
What are the odds? There's one elevator in this country right now has two little people working in show business that are just randomly coming together. And I go like, Vern, nice to see you. My name is Brad Williams. I'm a comedian. Cool, man. Good, nice to meet you. And he looks at me and goes, I know who you are. I don't like what you do.
What?
oh.
Wow.
Shots
What?
fired.
And I'm like, I will flip your chair.
And he must have been intimidated by you. You're a giant compared because you're 4'4".
I'm 4'4".
He's 2'8".
Yeah.
He was 2'8".
Yeah. Clearly, he wasn't intimidated because he threw out I don't like what you do, and I'm just like,
He could have just been hammered too.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
But I also,
that's a great point, Raj. He could have.
but at that point, I flipped, and I'm like, you don't like what I do? You fucking humped a laser. Don't try to tell me that you're high art. Come on. Rest in peace.
Who's the other guy? The plane.
Tattoo.
Hervé Vilches.
Hervé Village.
Yeah.
Hervé Vilches.
Vilches.
Yeah. Say that as a white guy.
Yeah. Hervé Vilches.
Hervé
Whatever.
Vilches. Yeah. No, he.
But those are legends, right? Those are guys that
he's a legend.
paved the way.
Yeah, he's a legend for being like a Lothario. Look up the stories on Hervé.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing some stuff on Fantasy Island.
Was he really?
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
I
But he also shot himself when he missed the first time, which I thought was.
Well, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Like,
Yeah.
dwarf, very tiny.
Yeah.
it's
It's
not a
still a
lot.
target.
You should be able to pull that off.
I mean, but don't get me wrong. If you do hit, probably gonna hit a vital organ. 'Cause there's not a lot.
Couple maybe.
Not a lot of
Not
other
much
space.
separation
Yeah, I got kidneys stacked on kidneys, man.
you have to put Peter Dinklage on another level. Like I think
Yeah, he's one.
Peter Dinklage is game changing as far as like this idea that come Christmas season I can play an elf or I can play in a Wizard of Oz play as an Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
That motherfucker's doing legit acting
Yeah.
and you don't even look at him as anything but a real actor.
No, he's great. He's transformative and he's definitely done that, and I hate his guts.
Really?
Because it's pure jealousy, by the way. It's
Okay,
just
that's fair.
jealousy.
That's fair.
That's all it is, because he's in everything. He's so fantastic. And hell, if they made a movie and it was the Brad Williams story, it would be starring Peter Dinklage. Like, I still couldn't get that far.
He played Hervé Vilches.
He did.
He did.
Yeah.
He did actually. But yeah, no, he's definitely number one. But now it's funny because you mentioned like, you can always count on when it's Christmas time, you can play an elf or whatever. Now we're so woke that we can't even play elves. Have you seen any dwarves as elves in the modern commercials?
Nope.
None.
What, they just having kids do it?
No, they're just having adults. They're like, we put some ears on him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
He's an elf.
They'll just have a woman.
Yeah,
with elf ears on.
it's like that's my work.
Yeah.
That's the only time I
That's
can get.
offensive.
I can
That's
count on
bullshit.
being cast. I was playing an elf.
Have you ever played
Fuck.
an elf?
Of course.
Man's got to eat.
Yeah, not at a mall, but I was in a horrible movie called Hercules Saves Christmas, and you might think, Hercules, so like the Greek god, like he's out there, or half god, like he's out there saving Christmas. Nah, Hercules is the name of a pit bull. So it's a dog. It's a dog who saves Christmas. Wow. And I'm one of the elves.
Big budget movie was this?
It aired on Animal Planet.
Okay.
Not even a joke.
That's not too bad.
So, don't exactly be calling me being like, Mr. Moneybags over here, show business. Nah.
Yeah.
I was on Animal Planet, okay? Like, I didn't.
It's work.
It wasn't HBO,
I
but
know
yes,
who.
work.
I know what I was gonna when they did the Thanksgiving play in elementary school. I'm like, I know what I'm getting. I'm gonna be an Indian in the background.
Yep.
Just hand me my feather. I'll
be
be
a
there
tree.
tomorrow for dress.
Yep. I just
Yeah,
have
and like, you're playing
head's right.
Squanto, and you're like, he wasn't there, and you're like, it's one of the names we know. You're playing that one.
No Joe C on your list?
Joe C's a good one. Kid Rock's guy.
I thought that would have been on your.
Joe
I thought that
C.
would have been on your list.
He passed away too.
He did.
Oh, yeah.
He did.
I'm the J-O-E
He was-
to the C,
Yo.
yo. Call me Joe C. Got more game than Coleco. I'm a freak, ho. Call me sick, because I'm 3'9" with a 10-foot dick.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Not that
That's nice.
Not that I'm a fan of Joe C or anything
Right on,
like that.
nice.
Dude, well, we have
He
to
would be
know.
proud of
Yeah,
that.
fuck yeah.
We have to know about what the others are doing.
each other, right? He wasn't a dwarf though.
No, he had
was masquerading.
He had a pituitary gland problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why. And trust me, we keep score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if there's a hierarchy in little people, like size, like like,
Totally.
You're under
used to
4
wear-
feet. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, because then because like I've got people that come up to me like, I know what it's like because I'm 4'10". I'm like, go fuck yourself, 4'10".
What's the cutoff for you?
Well, like it's weird. It's like, so it's not necessarily a height cutoff, but it's because I have achondroplastic dwarfism. I have a genetic mutation. That's right. I'm an X-Man.
Diagnosed.
All right.
Yeah, X-Man with the worst powers ever.
So what is,
But yeah, like so I categorize anyone who has dwarfism as a dwarf. Like if you have a type of dwarfism, then yeah, you're a dwarf. So yeah, so like when a Filipino grandma comes up to me and goes like, "Yeah, I'm 4'10". I'm like, "Nah, you're not in the club."
Oh, I thought it did. I didn't know that.
No,
Okay, I thought
no,
4'8" was a cutoff or something.
no,
like
they
that.
can't go to the meetings.
They're out of the club.
dude, there's a lot of you out there.
Yeah.
By the way, I had no idea. I was in San Francisco.
What do you mean, you people?
You, him, these little things.
Beards.
I was in San Francisco. I'm having dinner with my family one night, and 4 little people walked by dressed to the nines.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Or 5.5.
Yeah.
dressed to the 5.5s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit an American Doll store on the way over. I don't know what they did, but they were wearing it.
We raided a Build-A-Bear. Came out with some tails.
Dude. And it was like, I couldn't help but turn my head like, well, you don't see that every day.
That's the thing is I don't get mad at people for staring.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I don't
laugh.
because
I was trying to
like,
hide it. We probably don't hide it very well.
No, you
Okay.
no, you never do. Just for those of you out there, you never do. The same way as a
Did
guy.
we film it hidden well? Did we take pictures?
Oh God, no! Because someone.
They'll leave the flash on.
I know when they're doing it too,
Yeah.
because they hold it up to the side of their head like they're on a phone call, and they just have the most like, oh, you're in the background of a movie conversation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, get the report ready. I need that. But then they'll like bend their knees and lower so they can get a better shot. It's like I see that,
Hilarious.
fucker. I see that.
Oh my God. Well, I kept walking. They were walking by and I'm having dinner. I'm like, this is outrageous. All of a sudden, like 8 more walk by.
Yeah.
Dressed to the night. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I've never seen this in my life.
having a
This is
meeting.
amazing.
Yeah.
So I go into this fucking hotel, this one of the grand hotels or whatever.
Yeah.
And I get it, and these motherfuckers are on point. Thousands of them. Did you know that?
Oh, it's probably an
There's
LPA
thousands
meeting.
of
Yeah.
them?
It's a convention.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
were dressed.
I've been, yeah. It was
LPA.
probably the banquet night. It was probably LPA. You said it was in.
He was probably
San
there.
Francisco.
So it was San Francisco. I could tell you the day that was.
I could pull up pictures.
Yeah.
I rode the elevator all the way up to the top to see what the bar scene was like.
Yeah.
It was magic.
Yeah, of course
and
it was.
these dudes were
because you walked out and you thought you were Gulliver.
no, but yeah. These dudes were macking these chicks.
Yeah.
Like no one
Because
I've ever
that's
seen.
what you do at the conventions.
I mean, I
they
guarantee
try
you,
to dress it up, but no, it's for getting
it's
laid.
a fuck fest.
Yes, because
That
we're
you could tell just by looking at the
yeah,
at it.
because
It was
we're
a
living
fuck
all
fest.
over the country and we don't run into too many other little people, and we're always looked at as like the friend zone, and then we go to the convention and now you're hot.
Yeah.
You're hot.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if you went to a hotel and it was just all like fat women in sweatpants? You'd be like, I'm hot now.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, look
is
at me.
sweet. Look at this. Like it's my people. And like, so yeah, that's what it's like as a dwarf to like go to those conventions. You're like, oh my God, I'm hot. I'm a fucking boy band.
Yeah, I'm in a
This is
room
great.
where I'm equal to everybody. No,
Yeah.
there's no one that's going to judge me. And you could just tell the vibe. It was like they're doing shots.
Yeah.
They're dressed to the night. I was like,
Yeah.
that dude is fucking everything in this room.
Yes.
Here. There were a couple, I got to be honest with you. There were a couple girls in there. I was like,
Yes.
am I allowed to fucking ask her out? She's gorgeous.
Of course. Of course you can ask
I don't know
out.
what the rules are on that. but
I mean, she'll turn you down.
why?
Have you seen
I'm
you?
a nice.
Hell
Are
yes.
There he is, Brad
are,
Williams.
Are there no mirrors in this house?
I didn't always look like this big a piece of shit. I
Okay.
didn't always look like this big.
Because
piece of shit.
because like you look like Harvey Danger when he lost all his money. That guy.
That hurt. That hurt. Why are you bringing this guy to my house? He hurts.
You
me.
asked for him.
He
You
hurts
asked for him. I delivered.
Hey.
You asked for him. I delivered.
No, but yeah, it's like I've had tall friends be like, oh, I'm gonna go to one of these conventions. I'm gonna like ask a dwarf girl. I'm like, why would they say yes to you there? They can find you
Anywhere.
anywhere,
Yeah.
any time of the year. They're there. It's like That's like saying, "Oh no, I'm going to the Chinese restaurant and I'm going to get a cannoli." No, it's not going to be good. Like that's not what you get when you're there.
Yeah.
There was something about the vibe in the room, and I didn't stay that long, but I felt like I would feel more uncomfortable if it was just out in the wild and I happened to run into a dwarf. Like that would be awkward. But in a room where it's like everyone feels safe, no one's.
How did it feel to be the minority?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was
feel?
like, holy shit, I'm the tall guy in the room for the first time in my
But
life.
you felt so small.
Yeah,
I did. I really did.
I remember I used to do a podcast called About Last Night.
It was a great podcast.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I was on over 500 episodes. So you can go back, and we interviewed a lot of amazing people.
Yeah, who were some of your guests? Just so people know.
Jesus. Melissa McCarthy, Sandra Bullock. Sorry, I'm just.
No, that's
blanking.
fine. I'm sorry.
We
I
had
didn't cut you off.
Dana Carvey multiple times. He was awesome. No.
Raj Sharma.
Raj was on it.
Yeah.
Killed it.
I just got to throw myself in there.
Sure.
Yeah. No, yeah, we had everyone on the damn podcast. But one of the guests we had was Wee Man. And
oh my God,
Wee Man comes on the podcast, and it's me, Wee Man, and my old co-host Adam, who still does the podcast. And then there was a point where me and Wee Man both turned to Adam and go, "You're the minority in the room," and you could see the look on Adam's face, like, "Oh shit!" Like he just realized it. That's essentially the scene where the bad kid in Toy Story is fucking with the toys, and then Woody's head spins around and goes, "So play nice." That's what that scene was, and it tripped Adam out that he was now like, "Oh wait, I'm not."
Yeah,
they're not the minority of the
Yeah, I'm the minority in the room.
Yeah,
that's a wild feeling.
Yeah,
that's a wild feeling.
Talk to me and talk to Raj about it.
Dude, believe me, I've gotten life lessons from
with
Raj.
your white tall privilege.
That's why I used to take 5 white comics to India every year. Just like,
Yep.
Come on, no.
Would they get them? Would
Yeah.
the Indian audiences get them?
Yeah, they're smart.
Yeah.
They know shit. No, but like
They speak English?
no, that
We were ruled by the British for 450 years, so
they speak the Queens.
they speak the Queen.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
They do.
So yeah, like because I've done shows overseas in various places and not like at military bases. Like I went to China and did shows like in China, like just at bars and clubs and stuff. People are like, did they get it? It's like, yeah, funny's funny.
Yeah.
Funny translates. It like, okay, if you go and you talk about a specific thing that's only American or only in a certain part of America, then okay, maybe not. But the grander concepts, yeah. If you talk about your mother-in-law, guess what? They're gonna have crazy mother-in-laws there too.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
They get it.
Yeah.
Those audiences, is it Japan or China where they don't clap or applaud or make noise?
Oh,
And that's like the
Japan.
ultimate.
Japan, yeah.
Japan.
Because Japan, they feel they're disrespecting you if they interrupt the show.
Oh, okay.
So they all nod.
Yeah, they all nod
God, that would be so weird. That'd be
Yeah.
hard to.
vigorously.
Is that like the applaud at the end? They all just
Yeah.
like headbangers ball. That was so good.
That's a standing ovation.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, we have friends. Raj and I both have friends that are wrestlers, and they do a lot of shows in Japan, and it's kind of the same thing. They're like kind of tripped out by it. They've gotten a little better with the globalization of the world and everything like that. But but for the most part, they like wouldn't clap or cheer. They would just go, "Oh," and then at the very end, 1, 2, 3.
Really?
And then they clap, and
Wow.
that's kind of what I've heard about.
It'd be weird for wrestling
Stand
just
up
being
over
dead
there.
silent the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
It's
because
the
you-
slap of that mat.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also you can hear them calling the
Yeah,
bumps.
exactly right. You hear the conversation.
You know what I mean?
Duck clothesline. Go. Oh, I know what's happening now.
That would be really hard for comics who base their whole stage presence on reaction from the audience.
That's why.
Yeah,
That's why Japan's not known for a lot of stand-up comics.
Yeah.
Not booking a world tour. Are you?
No, and but thankfully, doing shows over there, it trained you for virtual shows during the pandemic.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
that was the
for
same
sure.
shit.
How was that for you, the pandemic? Was that-
I adjusted. I believe me and Jeff Dye. If someone was out earlier, please let me know.
I think Kreischer would say he was.
But
doesn't
Kreischer was doing drive-in.
Yeah.
Me and Jeff Dye I went to Bricktown Comedy Club in Oklahoma City. Jeff Dye went to Wise Guys in Salt Lake City, and I believe we were the first comics back to those clubs. And it was weird.
Was that what would they do at 25% capacity or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you're only making 25% of the money. It's like, oh, yeah, but or I can stay home and
Better
make
than
no
zero.
money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how that worked. So I would go out. That was in May of 2020.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
go out till August.
Yeah. So
I was gonna say you were out pretty damn early, Raj.
Yeah, right at the
I
beginning of
remember
August.
when you was at Kansas City
Kansas
or
City.
Cincinnati.
Not
Kansas
really.
City.
August. Seems pretty late to the game, Rush.
I know. I didn't know.
Not May.
I didn't know
Come on,
May.
man.
May. So I would do one show a month and just like get paid and like cool. I covered my nut for the month, and then go home before I go in the house. You get tested, and then you do the whole thing, and then you stay home.
Would you quarantine?
Well, I mean, essentially because I had the baby and the wife, so like I would come home and I would get tested, get one of those rapid tests, and then go in the house, and then we didn't leave the house that much. So it was we had a newborn, so it was like we're busy.
Yeah, and I worked with you a lot during that, and you were super careful, like with the sanitizer, no meet and greets and no merch.
I didn't go anywhere. I would just go to the hotel, club. Like if the club owner came to pick me up, I'm like, okay, you're in the front seat, windows down, masks, and like I was like super, but I was like,
Are you still like that?
No,
No.
I'm triple vaxxed. If you want to lick my face, fine.
What are the rules for a Brad Williams meet and greet?
Right now,
Zipper up.
yeah,
Zipper up?
yeah,
Zipper
just
up.
keep the fly up.
Keep the fly up.
That's it.
And don't pick him up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And, yeah. Do not.
I was going to ask if anybody's ever picked you up and run
Oh,
away.
they ask all the time. I have to say.
Seriously?
I have to say it every
No.
show. Yeah.
Every show he has to tell.
Stop it.
I believe it.
No.
People ask if they can pick you up.
I figured some drunk asshole somewhere would
Yeah,
just
I don't
pick you
know
up
why
and
they
run.
do it. I don't know if it's like this is the only time I can lift a grown human, or if they think if they pick me up they get a wish.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if like
gotta be
if like they
kidding
pick
me.
me up and I'm gonna like poop out a 1-up from Super Mario. I don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, everyone like can I pick up? And then like they get mad when I tell them they can't.
Go fuck yourself.
They're like whoa, why can't I? It's like. Because I'm a man. I'm 37. All right? I'm not a you so cute. I'm not that guy. I'm a dude. Would you go pick up your dad like that? No. I'm someone's dad. All right? Stop it with that shit. You don't get to reenact your favorite scene from The Lion King. No, fuck off. So yeah, those are the rules now. Now I'm pretty much back. You know,
Yeah.
now I'm pretty much back, and the clubs.
Are we
pretty much
fist
back.
bumping, elbow bumping?
I'm fist bumping just because it became such like it's just an instinct
norm,
now.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
an instinct now. But if someone comes out and like holds out
Which
their
I
hand,
think I did. I'm sorry about that.
oh, I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care. I'll do that. I don't care. But yeah, like I fist bump on instinct, and also I kind of just like it.
Yeah, it is kind of nice.
It's just. It's also quick. Yeah, cool, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
There's something
it's
I have kind of small hands.
Yeah.
And I miss and I give that limp handshake
yeah.
sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's the word like
You're
the
a
fist
sub.
bump. You can't fuck up the fist bump.
Yeah, you can't, and because like sometimes with shaking hands, like I have very small hands, and like so I'll do a show, and like I've just made a very large gentleman's wife laugh and have more joy in 1 hour than she's ever had with him.
Yeah.
And like they feel like some weird alpha male shit, so then they come up and grab my hand and like, great show there, and they're like I'm gonna crush his fucking hand, and I'm like, ow, tiny. Okay.
Little guy.
Yeah,
Stop doing that.
Yeah, I bleed blood, not whipped cream. Okay? Stop it. So yeah, like if someone holds out their hand, I'll shake their hand. But I prefer the fist bump. But I'm not like I don't freak out about it.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm triple vax. Let's go.
Hey, lastly, before we let you go, and
Yeah.
you got 2 shows tonight at
Yeah.
Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle. What a great club.
Sold out.
Which are sold out, so don't bother trying to get tickets now. Our guy E here, Eric, Big E, is going out on the road. He's taken off day after Christmas, flying to Hawaii, and he's going to do a year-long tour of America. He's hitting all 50 states, and he's going to do stand-up in each state.
Okay.
Do you have any advice for someone like that? He doesn't have clubs booked. He's going to do some open mics. He'll have some booked.
Oh, so he's doing open mics in every state.
He's yeah.
Yeah, we didn't say he was good.
He is good.
he's doing it.
He
No,
is
I'm
good.
just kidding.
He is good.
I mean, I've been doing it for 8 years, but I'm not good enough that I'm making money doing it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
So you're not booked anywhere, but
It's not a nationwide tour.
For one, by the way, this is mostly just I just have generally loved travel, and through the pandemic, I
sounds like sounds like a way to write off your entire cross country trip.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, it was business.
Well, and comedy, I was telling to Raj, to me, I like kind of look at comedy as like the anchor of the trip. I've done stand-up comedy in my life. I've podcasted. I'll podcast on the road. But it's a way to be on the road and just see the country.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. So what?
I don't know what the advice was.
I don't know what advice he's doing
suck.
it. Great.
Well, is it going to be hard to get into open mics across the country?
They're open.
Yeah, I know, but they haven't been during
nature.
the pandemic. It's been hard.
I've already been looking, though. I mean, I've been looking at places, and you can set up. Luckily, through the internet, obviously, I was telling Raj these days, you can just go into any major city and be like, "Yo, Google what open mics are in Austin,
it's
Texas."
fun. Like we're to the point now where like if this was a year ago, I'd be like, good luck.
Right.
But
Obviously.
now, like we're to the point now where you could probably do that and be great, and that's an awesome trip. Like I'm not gonna make fun of you for it. It sounds great. Like,
right. Well, I appreciate it.
well, it's like, can you believe this guy? He's out there actually working to accomplish his dream. What a shithead!
What a weirdo!
Why can't he just stay in his basement all day? No, that's what you should do if you're an open mic comic. Like, or you can't get booked.
Well, I mean,
on the road.
Mike already knows this. I've been lucky enough that through this podcast, radio was what I wanted to do my whole life. So I've already kind of accomplished that. But I love doing comedy and I love travel. So that's where this comes from.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so you're gonna do all three. There you go.
Yeah.
And he's
I'm jealous of you.
He's an onion that requires so many peels. There's so many layers. Like we could tell you some stories. I mean, we sent him to a men's jack-off club in San Francisco.
A men's jack-off club?
Yeah,
San Francisco
Jacks. We sent him in. He had to stand in line, pay $7.
Oh, it's a gay,
get nude.
gay club. Okay.
Yeah,
I was like,
and
what
he,
the fuck?
And he had to go
Okay.
watch 50 men jack off together.
Sure. So for you, like a Tuesday.
Yeah, sure. Well, they meet every other Monday.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't a Tuesday, smart ass.
Yeah, come on, get the day right. Monday.
So he's got some stories. He paid for a hooker once with a flat screen TV. Admire.
Well, tried to. Unfortunately, my credit card got declined. But
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I
Even
love
that
how,
happens.
like, you know what's funny is that, like, some, like, alpha male dude will be like, what? I can't believe you watched, like, 40 dudes, like, just jack off.
yeah.
That's fucking gay, man. That's horrible. That's gay. Oh, so you gonna go watch some porn now? Yeah. What kind of porn are you gonna watch? I'm gonna watch 50 dudes jack off onto a girl.
well, plus, I mean,
What changed?
how about
Bukkake
this?
porn.
Yeah.
I mean, how about the fact that probably I wonder how much they hate their job, and I got paid to fly out and check out San Francisco for a few days,
Dude,
So
right?
the payment, I had to watch some dudes jack off.
You
but
you pay me, I'll go do that.
see, there you go.
It looks fun.
That's the open mind we're looking for.
I'll invite Ginger Bear.
There you go. He's probably there.
He'll
You
love
probably
it.
met Ginger.
Right.
I'll probably make eye contact with him and be like, dude, where you been?
I'm sure Jerry knows who Ginger Bear is.
Yeah,
actually.
it'll be
probably.
fun. No, see that's great. And if you do this trip, you'll get better at stand up on this trip than
I've actually looked forward to that because you're right. It's doing like not just been the same open bars. Guys that do it around here, but different places, different situations. I agree. I know what you're saying. Like I feel like
you'll get better at stand up in this next year or so.
Yeah, especially with open mics. You're doing a weekend every city, right?
yeah, that's the goal. We can every city.
So there's going to be multiple nights.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that'll be great. So you can go up like 4 times.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be awesome. I know you wanted me to crack on him, but
No, I did. No, I swear to
That
God,
was legit.
Brad,
what you should
advice.
do.
I
I was
could've given you
legit
stuff for
looking
that.
for advice. Like if you're going on the road, make sure you try to hit these clubs or these clubs or avoid these.
I don't know, like,
Wear a condom.
I don't really know like the open mic scene anymore. I don't know what kind of clubs you're going to be going to, but just
Can he
go-
just open for you? Can you just take him on the road?
No.
Wow.
Look at we got
Very
an Indian
uncomfortable.
guy, we got a dwarf. Like we need the minority theme to keep going. So, no,
Fair enough.
look at you.
I
could
don't
be
got
trans.
nothing in me. I'm
Yeah, you
sorry,
got
man.
nothing.
We could get you transed up nice.
Trends up proper. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a
Transed
girl.
up proper.
If we trans them up proper, will you take
Is
them on
that
the
like
road with you?
is that like if they do the woke version of the movie The Town? Sure. So the florist is like, we're gonna trends him up proper.
Trends him up proper. He'll go on the road. He'll be a huge hit.
No, that's great. That's awesome that you're doing that, man.
Well, I will. It's funny. That's where the pandemic. Mike jokes about being good. It's weird because people can take things out of what they get out of them. And for me, what I got in the end was I saved a lot of money because I wasn't doing things and shit. So all of a sudden I was like, oh, I could do this.
That's great, man.
So
no, it'll be great. You'll get really good at stand-up. Just like my advice is, just do your time. Don't run the light. Be nice to people. Don't tell people you're funny. Let them tell you you're funny, and you'll be fine.
And there you go. You gave great advice.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
See,
it.
I wasn't looking for you to bust balls. I was looking for actual advice.
Mike, I'm sorry to do this. I got to ask you. Did you want a picture? Is that the deal? Why
Yeah,
you
just
the
take a couple pictures.
camera?
While we're sitting.
Okay.
Right as we say we're wrapping up, now you take
Now
the
you
photos.
take. Well, it's
You
all on
couldn't-
video.
you
Also,
couldn't bother him.
solid town reference.
Yeah.
It was
Right?
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Very underrated.
Yeah, fix her up proper. That's a line no one remembers from that movie, but it was good.
Hey, Brad, thank you so much for coming in. Raj, always a
fun.
pleasure.
Thanks, sir.
I hope you had fun. I hope you'll do it again.
Yeah. Next time I'm coming back to town, we'll have to get here like a day or so early so I can do the show and actually like have it be for the shows
right
that
Yeah.
week.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you hear this, maybe you go to the club, maybe someone doesn't show up, maybe you could squeeze in.
Yeah.
I mean, call the club if you can. But
Yeah.
for the most part, they're sold out. But I'll be back, and I'll come back on this show, man.
How
Thank
often
you
you come
so
around?
much. Once a year.
Yeah, like once a year. Either once a year or once every 2 years.
Okay.
BradWilliamsComedy.com. People are listening in states all over, so check the schedule. He could be coming through your town next. So
I guarantee you I am. I'm booked up till I think, November 2022.
Oh, geez.
I'm booked pretty solid. So
awesome.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. I love it. I
Yeah,
love
man.
it. So Troy and I are coming out to the show tomorrow night. The
Fuck
late
yeah.
show. So can't
Awesome.
wait. We'll stop in and say hi to you guys. And,
yeah, and then you can add a little blurb on the podcast, like it wasn't that good.
I thought it was going to
Really
be better.
expected better,
I'm
yeah.
really
Talked a lot
disappointed.
about how good he was, and then it just wasn't.
I would say Brad Williams was a tiny bit good.
You see? You see what he did?
I had a small amount of fun.
Get it? Tickets were half off. Come on, man. We do these all day.
Thank you so much, both of you.
course,
It's been
buddy.
awesome. We don't usually do Friday shows. We did this for you.
Thank
so we're honored to have you here. You guys, like I say, my favorite entertainers are the comics. So
Always.
bless you guys.
Last
Thank
line
you
of
guys.
defense of free speech, man.
Yeah, last line of defense. Don't forget that. And congrats on the baby.
Thank
Happy
you.
happies.
I did not
to both
pull
of you.
out. That's what happened.
Attaboy. You did good. You done good, kid.
All right. Thanks, dude.
We'll kill it there. See you guys. Have a good weekend, everybody.